June 11, 2001. The best part about my 12th birthday was Leona getting the chance to celebrate it with us again. This first Monday free from school, thanks to summer, ranks as the second best part of the day. The first part, best part of the was our family going to a restaurant for the special gathering. Dad took us to the family restaurant down the street from our house, Pot o' Gold. We could have walked there with the nice weather after church yesterday, past the video rental store, and I could have seen the newest releases to check out later. Instead, we drove there. Nonetheless, we circled the building 3 times before squeezing the family station wagon into one of the narrow suburban parking spaces. The vehicle's coloring of sky blue was a lengthwise decal of wooden paneling, certainly fit with the look of the restaurant. Its customer base tended toward that of grandmothers. Dad likes classical things, we could say, especially in his music choices. The menu options reminded me of that good old times my father taught about while playing tabletop war games this weekend. He introduced me to a new one as part of his idea of bonding time for my birthday. So when I pondered over the Monte Cristo Club sandwich with an extra pickle, it made me think about the game set in World War II France. Vichy France, my dad called it. We were American soldiers trying to free the French from the Nazis. However, we lost to his friend playing as them, Mr. Wodine. The waitress, older than my mother, asked why I ordered such an adult sandwich. I could have just said for my 12th birthday, but I shifted my reason for choosing the sandwich from my age toward my accomplishments. Because I just finished my first year of French. Oui, oui. She looked at my parents with a chuckle after enlarging her eyes at my response. Did my response surprise her or something? Dad's correction that the sandwich name was Italian sent my eyes to my plate, napkin, and silverware. How dare he embarrass me on my birthday dinner outing? Isn't the Count of Monte Cristo a French story set in the south of France? Why does he make me look foolish? Alvin slapped my shoulder to sing me to shape up while adding, "Guess you can need some new years of it, Shale. Not me, though. I cannot even do well in Spanish, and people speak Mexican all around us now. I was only hearing English in the restaurant currently, so that explanation made me think my brother was on the weeds again. My brother Alvin will shorten my name to Shale, saying it's more of a dude's name than Shaylen, which sounds like you could be a guy's name or girl's name. My dad does the same thing, but without explanation. Maybe I prefer knowing. While it might be true that sometimes people cannot tell if I am my sister or me on the phone, my dad chose the name Shaylin. So why does he go along with shortening? Mom and Leona say Shaylin though, and I wish her my 12th birthday. Everyone would call me that. Since my parents decided to treat me to a trip to my dad's birth parents' home in place of the dinosaur dig in Montana I asked for, they mostly gifted me items for that upcoming trip to Maine. They shared the news to me while we waited for the arrival of the orders for the astounded waitress. Her makeup and hair were a bit like older Betty Boop, and she smelled of my adoptive grandmother's living room, cigarettes and cologne. She didn't actually adopt anyone, but she had my dad adopted by her second husband. We see her often. For example, she came over to congratulate me during dinner on Saturday. That was the same day where Mr. Wodine and my dad directed me on how to make my soldiers die during poorly planned combat. And they even were picked off so fast by my dad's adult friend. Why didn't dad help me win? I wanted to build forts during a retreat to have higher ground and await air support. Dad got trapped while trying to secure objectives. His ways are always best, right? We got lost together, though. That's the lesson, I guess, for my dad and I. It was his choices mainly, though. Grandma Stranner commented on us boys still playing with our toy soldiers. Mom just smiled and sighed with lots of relief that Dad and I were spending such good quality time together. She was even willing to make bratwurst with onions and green peppers to ensure Dad and his friend had an enjoyable time. They don't see each other often, but why was my birthday the reason? With my dad's mom over, he gets edgy, but the odd mixture today felt more jovial than typical. Mr. Wodine reminds me of Big Old Fezziwig from The Christmas Carol. Charles Dickens wrote the book, but it provided one of my prouder moments this past year of trials. I was cast as a sixth grade Bob Cratchit. That was before I got you my journal. Mom says the Bible verse memorizing and growth spurt helped me secure the role. Grandma Strangler added that her favorite cousin was into theater. After, she stood from the cushioned armchair we inherited from her. She offered a bow reminiscent of a medieval actor. Her drink sloshed, but she never spilled from the mug. We never had the proper glassware for her beverages. When she popped back down, she looked left abruptly, then dropped her eyelids and her volume. He died. She looked like was sad, even about to cry, but a second later she grinned, slightly laughing while sipping her mug slowly. The real life Fezziwig chuckled with a clapping to spin the situation into an applause for my grandmother's performance, I guess. The sadness of her statement weighted my arms down, though, tapping them together lightly under the green tablecloth, which was grass, as our dining room table battlefield. At least before this war grain, I wasn't responsible for the deaths of so many young men. My brother's age, even. Imaginary. Yes, it's all a game, but still heavy. And then my grandma's joke. Her game's lost struck a balance with the gifts, though, from both my dad's mom and his best friend. One was a cash and card gift, not even a sentence scribble, just a heart drawn around Grandma. Behind the folded and taped Ulysses S. Grant bill. Some video rental money, finally. The second awarded me his childhood set of the board game Risk, stained with decades of gameplay since the 1960s, in fact. His deep voice and deeper stare poured out, "Not those flower power times, no. More happening than that's free love, young man. Your dad here was held me at standoff in this game many a time. I looked forward to seeing how quickly you can beat me in a match." After losing for the first time with my dad's burly pal, I have little hopes of winning anything soon. The idea I could win, though, bounced around my insides. That same way his handshake incorporated a surprising wiggle of my arm. He would even break me surprisingly into a fit of giggles. It's like every time for me. I hated it, actually. It's control. Mr. Woding stopped there this time at the wiggly handshake. Before I was in middle school, I would sneak in to spy on how Dad played games with his adult friends. He would let me sit on his knees, tickle my underarms and neck, even having me bounce like in a rodeo, he would say. He would whisper in my ears in a really raspy voice, which would somehow tickle me through words. I never really liked it. but it was what sneaking into Dad's game time was like during elementary school. Now, I was playing along. The kiddie stuff stopped. No more kiddie rides, right? The adults fight and sometimes lose even, and I need to figure out how to fit in. See, Woody from Toy Story was my favorite from the Disney movie. Mr. Woody knew that and made it part of the excitement of sneaking in to see what the big boys were doing. And my mom often joked, no more cartoon characters mentioned or tickling, thankfully, but these big boys were much meaner when playing along with them. Once the Monte Cristo did arrive at the restaurant yesterday, it looked bigger in real life than the menu photo made me believe. And I took half of it home, and that means today I get to enjoy the French toast based sandwich for lunch. Somehow, my brother, my father, and the wrinkly waitress each found it funny that the young man couldn't finish an entire sandwich by himself. Is overeating a requirement? Anyway, writing in the morning feels less rushed than when I chose to do it late at night. Should this be my new habit? We'll see how this eventful summer turns out. The news of going to my dad's birth father's place has me very nervous to meet that side. Even more so about flying on a plane alone from Chicago. As I was saying, the gifts my father got me to prepare for the trip in July after the fourth celebration of July, the 4th of July, you know. We always to go with our neighbors, the ones close by, show us. Alvin got me a card for spending of an Abraham Lincoln bill covering his printed, "You're broke." Never a heart drawn. Leona put her gift in one of these festive bags designed to signify a birthday with a cake image on the two wider sides, spiraling rainbows pouring over. They disguised black and blue water shoes and beach towel, various shades of blues behind a central teal tinted nautilus shell. Swimming at the pool had become my regular activity with neighborhood friends during elementary school. Sixth grade changed that too. As my sister's home after her 1 year of college in Utah, Leona wrote that she'll take me to the pool and protect me like a big sister should. I didn't read aloud. She likes to write emotional statements, and that would have brought more comments from Alvin and Dad. The entire gift set came from the mall that she works at. Dad just told Alvin and I before leaving for the restaurant that the guy trying to marry her at the Utah College for Missionaries, Michael, broke up with her right before this summer, saying that God put another person in his life before her. She said he still wanted Leona to do mission work with him. Alvin scoffed. I thought it sounded nice of him, but my brother offered to take care of him if she needed it, dropping his voice lower. Leona cackled at that with a newer, more adult sounding laugh from her squinting, slightly nodding face. Mom shifted the subject back to my birthday's observation by raising her and Dad's gift for me from the orange pink cushioned bench. A gift wrapped long rectangle of a box was neatly decorated with a bow. All of it also shades of the towel my sister gave. Peeling taped corners slowly allowed me to fulfill Mom's persistent wish to conserve the paper between holidays. Dad joked she could write a book of her strategies for saving gift wrap. Inside was an outfit to wear with my grandparents at the Catholic service and nice events they would take me to. Navy blue suspenders,
white button-up shirt, pants almost matching the suspenders, and a clip-on bow tie of a slightly lighter blue. My disappointment in getting formal attire for my 12th birthday got interrupted by the waiters bringing me an ice cream sundae, caramel sauce when I prefer chocolate. Something my mom probably did. She likes surprises, not me. She must have also made the decision to give me a fancier outfit for going to public with my dad's family. That would not have been the top of my gift list. Plus, she likes shopping and her size choices consistently felt like wearing my brother's apparel. You'll grow into it. At least Alvin's and Grandma's cash can allow me the chance to buy something I want. The Teenager's Bible. Shaylin R. Fingal.